It was G5 in PDP, and now we have G7 in APC, thanks to the 10th National Assembly leadership race. God's will, Akpabio's will, an anointing for the top seat in the Senate is threatened by man's will. What surprises observers and some party members as well was the admission by the APC National Chairman Abdullahi Adamu yesterday, saying the party made mistake or committed an error in the zoning formula adopted for the leadership positions in the National Assembly. Will this mistake or error still favor Godswill Akpabio or Yari and his men? We have talked so much about the upper chamber. What is happening at the lower chamber? Anyway, the battle of wits, lobbying, outsmarting, and intrigues is on, and the countdown to the inauguration day for the 10th National Assembly also progressing. On today's edition of Political Update, our focus still on the melodrama unfolding ahead of the 10th National Assembly leadership. My name is Mie Ogede. Welcome. Let's take some stories. There is hope in sight for members of the All Progressives Congress APC that are agitating for the review of the party's positions ahead of the inauguration of the 10th National Assembly, expected to be conducted in June. National Chairman of APC Abdullahi Adamu told some aspirants of the would-be 10th Senate that the earlier position on zooming was a mistake.
The Secretary of the All Progressives Congress has been playing host to aggrieved members of the party, particularly those aspiring for leadership position into the would-be 10th National Assembly. But the good news is that the National Chairman, Abdullahi Adamu, assured them that the party leadership, in conjunction with the President-elect, will take another decision in the interest of all party members.
Before then, less than 48 hours after a similar visit by their counterparts from the House of Representatives, senators aspiring for the President of the 10th Senate are also here with their demands ahead of inauguration.
We are doing this for the sake of this party to grow, and we are doing for the best interest of the party. It will be better that the party goes back to drawing board and redraw and call us to a meeting for consultation and rezone, publish and everything, and not by name.
By population, definitely other groups can be more populated than us, but that does not stand to give or equate statistically that they have done better than we have done.
National Chairman of APC Abdullahi Adamu attributed the latest development to post-election challenges.
We are just counting down to inauguration on the 29th of this month. Let us not allow them to divert our attention. Our eyes must stay on the ball.
He appealed to party members, particularly members-elect of the National Assembly, to allow the spirit of progressive politics reign supreme in their endeavor. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
Also, a coalition of All Progressives Congress support groups has commended efforts taken by stakeholders to ensure equitable distribution of principal offices of the 10th National Assembly. Leaders of the group addressed the media shortly after presenting a protest letter to the party's leadership in Abuja.
As stakeholders return to the drawing board for further engagement, the party's support groups are equally not relenting in galvanizing support for their choice of leadership of the 10th National Assembly, expected to be inaugurated in June.
We are requesting the National Chairman of the party, distinguished Senator Abdullahi Adamu, to immediately summon a meeting of the National Executive Council of the party that is constitutionally empowered to take final decision on the above subject matter.
The leadership of the National Assembly is very technical. It's not an issue of you want to lead, maybe because you feel you were once a governor. The leadership of the Senate is the engine room of the nation. You can't afford mistake. You are making laws that guides the future and destiny of the nation and the people.
Similarly, North Central Equity and Social Forum is advocating for justice and fairness that will give party members from the North Central geopolitical zone sense of belonging in the democratic process.
Worthy of note is also that the North Central has not at any instance of the present democratic governance ever held the position of Speaker of the House of Representatives, despite always being stabilizers of our democracy in Nigeria. We are driven aback with the news of the zoning of the speakership to the Northwest by the National Working Committee of APC. As a forum that has the interests of the North Central at heart, we wish to state unequivocally that North Central geopolitical zone have eminently qualified people to be elected as Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Recent engagement between the party leadership and some members elect of the National Assembly has given hope to members of a united 10th legislature. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
Still talking about intra-party wrangling, the APC, as a result of search for the next leaders of the 10th legislative arm of government, expected to be inaugurated come June 2023, a pro-democracy civil society group in Nigeria advised stakeholders to stop what it's described as coronation before king is born.
We call on the men of good conscience within the APC and conscious Nigerians, including those in the opposition, to rise up to the defense of the Nigerians' democracy. They should come out and add their voices to the demand that the members and senators elect should be allowed the independence granted by the principle of separation of power to decide on the leadership of the 10th National Assembly.
It is the issue at the moment, indeed, the 10th National Assembly. Who will be the Speaker, who will be the Senate President, Deputy, and that of Deputy Speaker of the House. And the party has, in an earlier arrangement, told Nigerians that Akpabio from Akwa Ibom State is now choosing for the position of Senate President, and then Jubril Barrow from Kano State, Deputy Senate President. Abba Tajuddin from Kaduna State, anointed for speakership, while that of Ben from Abia State, Deputy Speaker. But all is not well with the members. So joining me in the studio is a party member, and he will going to is a member of NGO, and he is Ashim Suleiman. You are welcome to Political Update.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you are the founder of One Arts Initiative for Equity and Good Governance. How equitable the arrangement in the APC in terms of the 10th National Assembly leadership?
Okay, yeah, so thank you. So when you speak about a lot of subjects generally in life, sometimes they could be subjective, and it is dependent on who's able to view them. So sometimes people ask, who actually has a right to determine what is actually is? So it all depends on the view that you want to look at it from. But there are a lot of conversations going on. This is democracy, this is politics, it is about interest, it is about what people feel about issues. But I think in the entire conversation and looking at where we're coming from, the person who the shoe pinches most would have to be the president-elect and perhaps those who actually do share his interest at heart genuinely. Because, I mean, if you look at the level of expectation that is on this incoming administration, then you expect naturally that they should be very, very meticulous and plan as to what they wish to achieve going forward.
But okay, continue please.
So I just see an attempt of them trying to get their house in order and ensure that everything is well planned going into the transition. That's just what I see at the attempt. And so I think if people actually mean well for them, then I think this is an attempt that should be applauded rather than greeted with a lot of the criticisms that you're seeing here and there.
What sometimes people ask, the Deputy Senate President from Kano, by the party arrangement, that is Northwest, and the Speaker also from Northwest Kaduna State. Do you think this arrangement will go down well with the APC?
Okay, great. So if you really maybe go down memory lane and see how PDP back in the days used to distribute the whole 6 geopolitical zones. If you look at it, then I think the deputies didn't used to really come into play. I think the whole 6 geopolitical zones share between the president, the vice president, the Senate president, the speaker, the SGF, and then the party chairman. So in this case now, I think the SGF and party chairman is already taken by North Central. So the only one now that has not been named, I think, is the SGF among these six positions that are usually shared. I'm talking about the deputy senate president and the speaker and the deputy speaker coming from the same region.
Yes, it has happened
deputy
before. Senate president and
the deputy
speaker.
senate president and the deputy speaker coming from the same region has happened before in Ike Koremadu and Ihedioha. So, I mean, we always maybe choose to forget history when we choose to want to create some little issues here and there, or maybe sometimes you could even view it from the point of mischief. Other than that, I mean, these are things that have happened, and the actual positions that are usually shared between the 6 geopolitical zones are those that I've mentioned earlier.
So, are you telling us that you are comfortable with this arrangement?
Yeah, so the thing is, like I told you, I am somebody who has been in development cycle all my life. I'm somebody who likes progressive things, and I know how the kind of methodologies that you can put for any venture to be able to function. So the thing is, these people have come and appearing ready to want to function. Nigerians have a whole lot of expectations on them. So you must put in the attempt and the plans of how, especially even coming from a history of what happened in 2015 with the Bukola Saraki saga, which a lot of the same APC party members felt that mistake that was made to allow Bukola Saraki to allow the whole chaos that happened on the inauguration day for Bukola Saraki to emerge. A lot of them feel that that particular event was what led to their maybe not performing exceedingly well. So if that was your position at that time, and then now the people who are coming on board, perhaps after, because the party has said that it has related with a lot of stakeholders, because when you talk about the stakeholders, it's a very, very large cycle. So a few people here and there are coming to say this or that, but they do not understand how far the reach of that consultation was made. So I see a people perhaps genuinely trying to put out a plan of how best they think they could be able to perform. And so for me, I feel if anybody is a genuine party member who has the interest of the success of the Tinubu's government at heart, then I see that they should follow and they should understand. This is something that is very, very, very easy to understand. But if it's all about personal interest and not about the interest of the success of the government and not about the interest of the success of the party, which may portend danger to them going forward in 2027, where we'll come back again to start to blame that it was the chaos about how a speaker or senate emerged that slowed their process or slowed their progress. I think if you're not really one who is looking at that kind of scenario to come and play, then I think it's something that should be understandable, even if perhaps you're qualified to be in there. Well, at the end of the day, only one person can be there. So I think there should be room for dialogue. They should be able to listen to words of reason and wisdom like we're sharing here and talking about. so they could be able to support their party and their leadership to success.
Okay, thank you very much. As you rightly said, elections have come and gone, and the need to spread political offices across geopolitical zones in the country becomes imperative to build an all-inclusive administration where every segment of the Nigerian state will have a stake by embracing the principles of equity, national solidarity, fair play, and justice. It is on this premise that the South-South Solidarity Group is requesting the support of all other segments of the Nigerian state to support the aspirations of Senator Godswill Akpabio of the All Progressives Congress APC as president of the 10th Senate.
And the need to spread political offices across the geographical zone in the
South-South Solidarity Group believes that in the South-South geopolitical zone, the presence of the APC is more than every other place in southern Nigeria, apart from Southwest, with the recently conducted 2023 general elections pointing to the fact.
And Akpabio's Senate presidency will be active and not passive. It will be productive and not retrogressive. Senator Dr. Godswill Akpabio's Senate presidency will build national unity and cohesion, treating all issues at its merit and ensure that our national growth is not stunted.
The group noted that while other zones have had their fair share of political offices, particularly as it concerns the Senate presidency, the South-South geopolitical zone, apart from the late Senator Joseph Wayas, who held fourth in the Second Republic, the South-South zone has not gotten to that exalted office again. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Interesting moments, but let's just take you slightly to Bayelsa, Imo, and Bayelsa State precisely, because the governorship election in the state is coming up this year, November 11. So the Legacy Parties Movement of Nigeria, Bayelsa State chapter, has declared total support for the APC governorship candidate, Chief Timi Silva. Former South-South Vice Chairman of the defunct ANPP, Chief Livinus Agala Opuakba, who gave the assurance during a press briefing, noted that the decision to support Chief Timi Silva is to ensure the party emerge victorious at the November 11 governorship election in the state.
14th of April 2023, former Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Chief Timi Silva, emerged winner of the APC Bayelsa State governorship primary. Following his victory, it is expected that party faithful rally support for the party's candidates. The Legacy Parties Movement of Nigeria Bayelsa State chapter, aware of the task, are keen on galvanizing support across the state to ensure victory for the party. Former South-South National Vice Chairman ANPP, Chief Livinus Agala Upakba, and other members of the Legacy Parties Movement described Chief Timi Silva as an astute politician, a 21st century mind with experience and prowess to fast-track sustainable development. They expressed readiness to canvass votes across the 8 local government areas of the state for the APC when the campaigns commence.
We seize this opportunity to applaud Chief Timi Silva for personally reaching out to his fellow contestants after the primaries. We urge him also still to do more by securing impervious trust, love, support from the other aspirants and their supporters.
Pedigree has already shown. Then again, he held sway as the Minister for Petroleum State and the developments he has brought to Bayelsa State. So I'm telling these people, I'm speaking to everyone in Bayelsa State, devoid of any form of sentiment. Silva is the right choice.
The legacy parties are the defunct All Nigeria People's Party ANPP, the Congress for Progressive Change CPC, and the Action Congress of Nigeria ACN that gave birth to the All Progressives Congress APC in 2013. In Yenegua, Bratwaipre Awi, NTA News.
In the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says all the 18 political parties have nominated candidates for the Kogi governorship election and 17 parties for Bayelsa and Imo states. Statement by INEC National Commissioner for Information, Festus Okoye, notes that the publication of the personal particulars of the candidates takes effect today, Friday, at the state INEC headquarters and local government offices in the 3 states. My guest is still in the house. So let's hear from you again. North Central is also advocating for the speakership in the House of Reps. Prominent among them was who is the current deputy speaker. Is also vying for this position. Don't you think that we're going to be a big push or work against the one the APC has already anointed? I mean, Tajuddin.
Okay, yes. So everybody is free to aspire in life. I mean, there's absolutely no problem about it. But I think sometimes it is very, very important for people to also, when you try and then you listen to words of reason and words of wisdom that perhaps make sense, and then also putting in the belief of God, that is God that actually gives leadership. Sometimes these factors could actually make you step back at the appropriate time. I think I see him as a very gentle man who has put in a lot for the party, who has done a lot. I wouldn't think that he would want to, at this moment in time, probably do certain things that will put him at a loggerhead with the people he has been friends for so long with. So for me, I feel that you win some, you lose some. If the majority of the bigger stakeholders feel that that's the way they want to go for the progress of the party and their plans to ensure a seamless and workable government, I see that he has all it takes to be able to be convinced by such kind of reason. So I feel that he should open his doors for conversation, reach out to these elders of the party and the leadership and what have you. Reach out to them and try to form a conversation on how they could get all of the transition smoothly going forward. This is just more like a word of counsel about how some of this political and democratic life could be.
Okay. Finally, are you worried that in the House, APC 177 members, PDP, and other coalition parties, opposition parties, including that of PDP, they have 183 members elect. And I think these minorities, opposition parties are really working behind the scene. If the APC continue with this issue of who will be and who will not be, don't you think the PDP and the other opposition parties may outsmart them, probably, when they get to the floor of the House for the voting process?
No, I don't believe so. A simple answer I'll give you about that is you should recall that a lot of pundits and analysts believe that the 2023 election was won by APC owing to the division by the opposition. So if that could happen not long ago, what gives anybody any feeling to think that all of those opposition members would actually come and play the same ball? I don't think so. Like I just gave you an example. So we're conversing, we're talking. I know a lot of them are actually wishful of successful Nigeria governance and what have you. So I'm sure they will join and this. So I think it's workable. I think there's a lot of reasoning behind it, and I think that at the end of the day, Nigerians will queue behind this for a better and hopeful good administration coming up.
Thank you very much, Suleiman. You have really given perspective to the issue at hand, and we hope to see you again some other time on this platform. That is the much we can take on today's edition. Political Update. Have a very fabulous Friday, as we hope to see you again Tuesday next week for another fresh edition. Thank you very much.